This is my review of the DC-9-10, an aircraft in the video game Airline Manager 4. This is a very profitable aircraft for me. As you can see by this spreadsheet, uh, in one day, it made 600,000 in profit, and that's after the fuel cost and the cost of quotas. I did quotas at 125 and fuel at 750. And over the course of 5 days, it did 1.5 million. Now keep in mind, at some point I changed the speed of the plane. You see over here that it was using less fuel. When I started this aircraft, I was using a lower speed to save on fuel, and I did not make as much money per day, but I needed to do it at the time. So once I was able to get my fuel, my speed normal, did very well. 600,000 in one day is pretty good. And these are the routes right here, which is Brazil to Chile, to Punta Arenas, Chile. It's a good aircraft, and there's people who say it's one of the best ones in the game. I disagree with them, and then there's a reason why. The reason why is because I actually made another spreadsheet, which is here, where I computed the efficiency based on passengers per amount of fuel and profit per hour, which is over here. I don't know if you can see the column. I'm going to check to see if you can. You can see it. So there's a profit per hour column, right? And you see all these numbers. Either case, the DC-910 is not a top aircraft. There's different reasons why. The range that you go affects if it's profitable or not. And second of all, there's just better planes, and that's it. So I'm going to show you, based on fuel efficiency, you can see that there's much better planes. The DC-910 is ranked actually quite low. And here it is. It's at 6.43. So as an example, this F-28 1000 is equivalent, right? But then when we look out here and we look at the profit per hour, you'll see that the DC-910 is more profitable per hour than that other aircraft. But you'll notice that there's other aircraft that have the same profit per hour as the DC-910. For example, this one is more profitable per hour, which is the CV-990A. And I know you're going to say, well, that's a far more expensive aircraft. I did find other aircraft that are within the same price range. I'm going to show you right now. Because you'll hear people talk about this DC-910. They think it's the best, one of the best planes in the game. It's actually not true. Okay, so in terms of fuel efficiency, you can see that the F-28 6000 is better, and the AN 140 is better, the CRJ 200LR is better, etc. In terms of profit per hour, which is the reason why they say you should get this plane, you'll notice that this aircraft is quite similar at 29,000. This one's at 31,000, right? So over here you see some others. This one's at 33,000. This is an aircraft called the F-100, and it has a greater range, and it carries more people. So this one has the same fuel efficiency, but the profit per hour is better than the DC-910. So that's one example, and the price is similar. So if we look on the cheaper side, let's see if we can find somebody that's better. We got this aircraft right over here that beats it, which is the BAE, which is another one of the aircraft that people recommend. But I'm just doing it to show that there are other aircraft out there, for example, this one right here, that are better choices. Like I said, the DC-910, first of all, you get the higher profit per hour if you take off immediately upon landing. If you're letting a bunch of planes sit and then checking every hour or so, you get no benefit from the DC-910, from the faster speed plane. You'll make less money with the DC-910 because it'll be sitting on the runway. When you go to sleep, you're not going to be launching the plane. The speed of the plane doesn't matter. And it's less fuel efficient. It's going to lose out. So I'm going to produce all the results once I collect all of my data. This is only the second plane that I've collected data for, and I only did it because it's popular. But I know that there's other planes out there that are profitable. We're going to check the BAE and the other ones. 600,000 is pretty good. Definitely pretty good. And if we look at the lowest was 49,000. That was probably with no advertising, because sometimes I accidentally do it with no advertising. And the 86 was probably with the second level of advertising for reputation, which is like 15% or something like that. Okay, so it is a good plane, but there are a few others that are better. Number one, you got to take them off immediately in order to take advantage of the profit per hour. And number three, I played with the numbers based on range, and the profit went up or down based on the range. I don't remember if it was better short range or better long range, but there was a difference. I'll have to go, and that's going to be in another video. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.